Welcome to this edition of Empowered 305. We have a long-awaited guest, very special to us all here in South Florida, and that is Executive Officer Jandro Suarez. Welcome.
Thank you, Kenya. Thank you for having me on the show. Before we get started, I just want to let the audience know that Kenya was actually my instructor, my teacher at the public information workshop. So now to be sitting here with her doing this podcast is really humbling, really flattering. So thank you for having me on your show.
I'm very honored that you're here with us, and you represent School Board PD in a great way, and you've been doing an amazing job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And with that being said, what is your role? Because a lot of people probably see you on the news and they have no idea, but talk to us about how you became a law enforcement officer and the position where you're at now.
So I was a teacher for 7 years. I worked for Miami-Dade County Public Schools as a teacher, and I would attend all the football games, all the games. I was involved with the schools, and I would see all the police officers there, and I was like, man, I want to do this. Like, I've always wanted to do something in uniform. And the position opened up. I applied, and I was selected, and I went through the academy, and it's perfect position for me to be with school police because I was already a teacher. So
amazing.
Those skills was easy for me to be in a classroom, to be in a school setting, to be around kids. It was just easier, just now in a different capacity.
And you're able to tie those two things together, which is what makes you such a great communicator, because you've been a teacher for so long and you've been standing in front of the classrooms and speaking publicly. So this just really like a walk in the park for you, right?
Well, yes, thank you. I mean, it's a little adjusting, but definitely what I want to do. I love my position. I love what I'm doing. It's funny that you mentioned the executive officer position. Like, what do I really do? I do a little bit of everything. I run our social media. I organize with media as well, with our local news stations. I talk to the public. We do promotional videos. I design our new breast cancer card. So with the input of our community.
Pink.
Yes, so it's perfect. So a little bit of everything is what I get to do. So I never know how my day is going to go.
And that's what keeps it interesting. And we were talking a bit off camera about how unique it is to be one of the few districts that actually has a police department.
Absolutely. We're the nation's largest school-based police department, and that's thanks to our voters, to our stakeholders that voted for that. We actually have one dedicated officer at every school, and it's the same one every day, and we did that on purpose because we want that officer to build that rapport with those students, the staff, and the community. Those officers know when little Jimmy's having a bad day or if he forgot to eat lunch.
That's important.
He's there. He knows that car doesn't belong here. He knows the community in and out. He knows the layout of the school, and that's what makes us different. We're not there to, we gotcha. We're there to support and prevent things before they even happen.
I'm glad you said support because just recently you added an emotional support
That's right.
dog. How important is that to bring an emotional support dog into the schools?
So police departments have a canine dog for gun detection, drugs, narcotics, explosives. But now, like you said, the emotional support canine, I have a pet. And when I get home, he's the happiest person to see me. No matter what kind of day I had.
It's unconditional love. 100%.
Right? He's there. He's waiting for you. And he's always ready to greet you, no matter what kind of day you had. So we took that idea and we implemented it in the schools. So whenever a student's having a bad day or stressed out, that dog, when you see him, smiles automatically. We also have those dogs go to domestic violence shelters, homeless shelters, and they provide resources and support to the community, not just our students.
If somebody that is listening or watching want to visit your pages, what pages for social media should they visit?
You can follow our social media, our Instagram at Miami Schools PD, or you can visit our website at mdspolice.com.
That's awesome because I'm sure a lot of students follow you guys. How scary is it? Because we've seen that happen way too often. How at night or on a weekend, you have one of these kids that decides to be a copycat and decides to send threats. How do you deal with it as a schools police department?
So the way we deal with threats is that we're always ready. We train year round, and especially over the summer. When school's out, that's when we're the busiest because we're constantly training. We host mass casualty attack trainings where we invite other agencies to come to our schools because we need to work together.
Been there. That's probably one of the best trainings I receive is inside a school.
If I ask for 315 for backup in police language, and City of Miami shows up to Miami High, has that police officer ever been to the cafeteria or even know Miami High is a
Agreed.
city itself?
Yep.
So we
It's
train.
a beautiful school.
Beautiful
too.
school, very iconic, a lot of history.
Yes.
It's actually on our badge.
Oh wow.
This is Miami High, actually.
That's good
This
to
is
know. I
Miami
had
High.
no idea. That's awesome.
So we invite not only law enforcement, but we also invite fire rescue to assist us because
Yes.
we need to work together. So we're constantly training. Not only do we train with the city, we will train with Coral Gables, we'll train with the county because we have jurisdiction in all these schools. So it's important that we get along and we work together with all the agencies.
I'm glad you said about the emotional support dog and about how you have one police officer assigned to each school. Is it elementary, middle, and high school, right?
Correct.
Each have, right? How important is it to have that officer identify with the students and have the report? I remember when I was in middle school, I used to be called junior high back then. I remember the city of Miami police officer that was assigned to the school because Miami-Dade Public Schools, PD, didn't exist back then. And it's important because I still remember. I even remember my school security guard, who today is one of your sergeants in K-9, Sergeant Ray. I forgot his last name.
Ray Perez, yes,
Perez,
he's in charge
yes.
of our detection K9
So it's
unit.
important. So how it is, how I remember, and it was very dear to me, and seeing them they were role models.
Correct.
And it is, and I think children of all ages will be able to identify that they're there to help, not to just enforce, but to also help.
I'm glad you brought that up. I know as a kid, I know we're in Miami, so I'm going to say it in Spanish. Mira ahí, el policía está ahí, te va a coger.
Yep.
And that's not what we want. We want to be
100%.
approachable. We
Yes.
wear many hats. We're coaches, we're mentors. But if a bad guy comes to our schools to do harm, we're also ready, we're equipped, we're trained. But for the most part, we're there to make a positive impact, just like that officer or that security guard did with you. That's what we want. We want to get invited to prom. We want to go to Los Quinces. That we take pride in that when we come out in
That's
the yearbook,
beautiful.
when the kids are asking us, are you coming to watch our basketball game today? That's what we take pride in.
Yeah, it is very true. How do you see yourself in 5 years?
Right now, I'm actually studying for the promotional exam to be a sergeant. So then, as far as the career could take me, I'm ready to go on for the ride. I want to continue moving up the ranks and just see where life takes me.
That's good, and I'm glad that you're a great communicator. Is there anything that you want to share with the audience that your department is doing besides the emotional support dog, which is, I loved it. I loved it. I saw it on our local station on NBC6, and I would love to share it with our audience as well.
Absolutely.
How important it is. Is there anything else that you want anyone to learn about?
Yes, we're actually expanding a unit. It's our motors unit. We have,
wow.
yes.
Didn't
So
know.
as you know, traffic around school areas. Now we have a motorcycle unit, and we're going to continue to grow that unit because it's important to enforce traffic rules around the schools because there's speeders everywhere, and we want our kids to get to school safe.
So people often ask me when you drive through I live right near a school, right? And then there's a school zone, and then you make the corner, and then you accelerate, right? You go up to the 35 miles per hour, and then you have another. People don't understand. Sometimes there's private schools that have, and then that's a school zone as well. How important is it for people to understand that speeding fines in school zones are doubled? And there's a reason why.
Well, it's important. I know everyone's trying to get to work on time, and we're very busy in the morning, and we're always thinking about us. But what about somebody else's kid, right? We want all our kids to get to school safe. So we take speeding very seriously, just like we would take anything serious, but we want our kids to get to school safe.
Is there anything that you want to tell the audience to further educate them about school zones?
Absolutely. Just make sure that you pay attention. Put the phone down. A lot of us are texting and driving or talking on the phone. Put the phone down. Pay attention. You know, the kids might get excited and decide to cross the street on their own. It takes both ways, you know, the driver and not only the pedestrian. So please put the phone down and slow down.
You guys are out there, and it's to better ensure that the kids are safe.
Absolutely.
I want to invite you next time, and maybe you can bring your emotional support dog. It would be awesome for
Absolutely.
people. What's your dog's name?
We have actually 5 emotional support canines.
Oh, 5.
Yes, we have Mayo, Goofy, Rogue. We could you pick. We could maybe get all of them in here. I don't know if they'll fit, but we'll definitely pick.
That
we'll bring
is
one.
awesome.
Absolutely.
How did you choose the names?
I think their handlers chose their name.
Oh, the handlers?
Yeah.
I think if you get another dog, you should let the audience pick it. And
Absolutely.
that would be awesome.
We'll do a poll on our social media, and we'll do a poll, and we'll have the audience pick the name. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I like that idea.
Well, thank you for joining us. And I definitely want to re-invite you maybe next year so you can share the new wonderful things that your department is doing.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
And that's a wrap. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.